Today, we are going to dive into a topic that is often shrouded in mystery and misunderstanding. We are going to talk about introversion. Now, when I say the word introvert, what comes to mind? Many of us immediately picture a shy person hiding in the corner at a party, or someone who is terrified of public speaking. But did you know that introversion is not a one-size-fits-all definition? It is actually a rich, vibrant spectrum. It is often misunderstood because people relate it so much to shyness. But shyness is about fear of social judgment, while introversion is simply about how you recharge your energy. To truly understand if that special someone in your life is interested in you, we first need to understand who they are. According to psychological research, introverts can generally be categorized into 4 different types. These types help us see that the quiet people in our lives are not all the same. They are the social, the thinking, the anxious, and the restrained introverts. Let us explore these together before we unlock the signs of their affection. First, we have the social introvert. There is a common belief that social introverts dislike socialization entirely. But this is false. These are the people who can actually be quite charming and engaging at a party. The difference is in their preference for depth over breadth. They prefer to socialize in small, intimate groups of people they feel compatible with and comfortable around, such as their close friends or their tight-knit family circle. Thus, they are not exactly shy or reserved. They are simply selective with their energy. They are the ones who will stay up until 3 in the morning talking about life with a best friend, but might feel drained after an hour of small talk with strangers. Second, we have the thinking introvert. These are the dreamers, the philosophers, and the creators. These are people who remain introverts in their thinking process, causing them to be more thoughtful and self-reflective than the average person. For instance, they can get lost in their own dream world, drowned in a sea of creativity and imagination. If you know someone who often seems zoned out, or who pauses for a long time before answering a question, they might be a thinking introvert. They are not ignoring you. They are simply visiting a rich internal landscape that is just as real to them as the world outside. Third, we have the anxious introvert. This type aligns most closely with what society typically labels as shy. Anxious introverts prefer to be alone because they often feel uncomfortable or unsuitable during social gatherings. They may not be confident about their social skills, and the pressure of interaction can feel overwhelming. Consequently, they are likely to choose solitude as a safety mechanism. However, it is important to note that sometimes even solitude may not reduce their anxiety. These introverts tend to minimize anxiety by ruminating on things that could have gone wrong had they been in a particular social context. They replay conversations in their heads, worrying about how they were perceived. Finally, the 4th type is the restrained introvert. These are the steady, grounded souls who take time in everything they do, whether it is socializing or springing up into action. They operate on a slower, more deliberate frequency. They may seem slow to others, since they think more carefully before they speak or act, and they are generally more passive in nature than the active, impulsive types. They need time to wake up in the morning and time to decompress in the evening. They are the tortoises in a world full of hares, providing a calming, stable presence. Now that you have probably come across an introvert in your life, and perhaps labeled him or her by identifying a trait that fits into one of the above types, the big question remains: how do you know if they like you? Because introverts process the world internally, their signals can be subtle. They are not always going to shout their love from the rooftops. But if you look closely, there is a language of love that they speak fluently. Here are 10 signs that an introvert likes you. The first sign is that they make the first move. Generally speaking, introverts do not make the first move in a social context. It goes against their natural grain to initiate interaction, especially if there is a risk of rejection or awkwardness. They usually prefer to wait and see, observing the dynamic before participating. But, and this is a big but, if you find that an introvert is actively making an effort to talk to you, or making a gesture to grab your attention, you can bet that he or she likes you. This is a significant step for them. It means their desire to connect with you is stronger than their natural inclination to stay in the background. It is an act of bravery. The second sign is that they open up to you. Introverts are notoriously not easy to crack. They are like beautiful, complex puzzles that take time to solve. It takes time for them to come out of their shell and open up about themselves because they protect their energy and their privacy fiercely. However, if an introvert is telling you a lot about themselves, sharing stories from their childhood, their fears, or their funny quirks, you are definitely someone they want to connect with. They are letting down the drawbridge to their castle. They are signaling that they feel safe with you. And for an introvert, safety is a prerequisite for love. The third sign is that they are observing you. As we discussed, introverts are naturally good observers. They watch the world from the sidelines before jumping in. They are not quick in making friends or including people in their social circle because they value quality over quantity. They take their time getting to know people, assessing their character, and later choose them as friends. If you find that an introvert is building a good relationship with you, asking you questions, and remembering details you mentioned weeks ago, it means he or she wants to be close to you. They have observed you, they have vetted you, and they have decided that you are worth their precious emotional energy. The fourth sign is one of the most significant: inviting you into their personal space. For an introvert, their personal space is their sanctuary. It is where they go to recharge, to reflect on themselves, their thoughts, and their emotions. It is a sacred zone where they do not have to perform for anyone. If you are invited into their personal space, whether that is their apartment, their room, or even just their favorite quiet corner in a coffee shop, and asked to spend time with them, then they no doubt enjoy your company. They are willing to share their sanctuary with you. This is a huge compliment. It means your presence does not drain them. Instead, it might even comfort them. The fifth sign is talking about personal topics. You would not normally find an introvert engaging in a deeply personal conversation with a casual acquaintance. Instead, most of their conversations with the general public are generic, polite small talk about the weather, work, or school. They keep it surface level to conserve energy. But if you come across an introvert that tells you about their likes and dislikes, their specific interests, their obscure hobbies, their political ideologies, and their future goals, that means they like you to the extent where they feel comfortable doing things that are considered out of character. They are showing you the map of their inner world. The sixth sign is showing extra care. Because introverts have a smaller social circle, they place incredibly high values on the relationships they do have. They are not spreading their energy thin over hundreds of acquaintances. They are concentrating it on a few special people. They show a lot of care, concern, and empathy towards people whom they consider friends or significant others through their communications and behaviors. If an introvert is paying extra attention to you, checking in to see if you got home safely, or bringing you soup when you are sick, then they consider you as part of their close circle of friends. Their love is often expressed through these quiet acts of devotion. The seventh sign is going the extra mile. Introverts are generally very warm and helping people, but they also guard their resources to avoid burnout. If you find an introvert trying to do things for you without you asking for help, you are someone he or she really likes. Maybe they stayed late to help you finish a project. Maybe they fixed something of yours that was broken. Maybe they researched a problem you were having and sent you a solution. These acts of service are their way of saying, I care about you, without having to use the words, which might feel overwhelming to them. They are investing their time and effort into your happiness. The eighth sign is constantly keeping in touch. This might seem like a small thing, but for an introvert, it is huge. Social interaction, even digital interaction, requires a battery charge. Even introverts distinguish between close and casual friends. With casual friends, they might take days to reply or let conversations fizzle out. But if they keep you a part of their daily lives, sending you memes, texting you good morning, or sharing little updates about their day, then you are someone special to them. They are making a conscious effort to keep the connection alive and flowing. They are prioritizing you over their need for silence. The ninth sign is revealing secrets. Everyone has a secret they keep to themselves. It is human nature to have private parts of our lives. Introverts, especially, are very careful about whom they reveal their secrets to because they feel things deeply and fear betrayal. It can be something as simple as allowing you to read their diary or sketchbook, or something as heavy as sharing an important aspect of their past trauma or a hidden dream. If an introvert is allowing you to know a secret part of their life, you are someone whom they really trust and like. They are handing you a piece of their vulnerability. Treat it with gentleness. The 10th and final sign is giving feedback. Introverts do not usually give others advice or feedback, as they keep most of their opinions to themselves. They typically prefer to avoid conflict and stay out of other people's business. They observe, but they do not interfere. But if you find that an introvert is giving you honest advice or constructive feedback, even when it is difficult to say, they are definitely concerned about you and your well-being. They care enough about your growth and your future to risk a moment of discomfort. They want the best for you, and they are willing to speak up to help you get there. So, my dear friends, those are 10 signs an introvert likes you. It is a beautiful, subtle dance of opening up and letting in. It is about moving from the outer circle of generic interaction to the inner sanctum of trust and vulnerability. Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect. Do these traits sound like someone you know? Is there a quiet person in your life who has been showing you these signs, but perhaps you missed them because you were waiting for a grand, loud gesture? Love does not always come with fireworks and marching bands. Sometimes it comes in the form of a quiet text message, a shared silence, or a listening ear. Or perhaps, do you consider yourself an introvert? If so, can you relate to these traits? Do you find yourself doing these things when you have a crush? It is important to honor your own style of loving. You do not have to change who you are to find love. Your depth, your observation, and your loyalty are incredible gifts to offer a partner. Navigating relationships requires patience and understanding. Whether you are the introvert or the one loving an introvert, remember that communication is key. If you are unsure, it is okay to ask. It is okay to say, I value our connection, and I want to understand how you feel. I hope this video gave you some clarity and maybe a little bit of hope. Love is all around us, often hiding in the quietest corners. Let us know in the comments below if you have any stories about introverted love. We love reading your experiences and supporting each other in this community. If you liked this video and found it helpful, make sure to subscribe to the Happy Aura channel and click the like button. It really helps us reach more people and spread this positive energy. You can also check us out at our website and social media for more tips on living a happy, authentic life. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Remember to be kind to yourself, trust your intuition, and keep your aura bright. You are worthy of a love that understands you, whether it is loud and expressive or quiet and deep. I am sending you love and light. As we continue to reflect on these dynamics, it is worth noting that the beauty of an introvert's love lies in its sustainability. While it might take longer to ignite, once that fire is burning, it tends to be incredibly consistent. Introverts are often loyal partners who are in it for the long haul. Because they are not constantly seeking external validation from a wide audience, they tend to be very focused on their partner. Think about the restrained introvert we discussed. Their slow pace might be frustrating at first if you are a fast-paced person, but think about the stability that offers. In a crisis, they are often the ones who can remain calm, think through the problem, and find a solution while everyone else is panicking. That is a superpower in a relationship. And consider the anxious introvert. Their worry often stems from a place of deep caring. They want to get it right. They want to be a good partner. If you can provide them with reassurance and a safe environment, their anxiety often transforms into a profound sensitivity to your needs. They will be the ones who notice when you are slightly off, even before you realize it yourself. The thinking introvert brings a world of imagination to a relationship. Life with them will never be boring because their mind is always generating new ideas, new perspectives, and new dreams. They can help you see the world in a completely different way, adding color and depth to your everyday life. And finally, the social introvert offers the best of both worlds. They can be your partner in crime at a social event, charming the room by your side. But then they are also the person who wants to run away with you to a quiet cabin in the woods to reconnect. So if you are seeing these 10 signs, do not dismiss them just because they are subtle. In a world that screams for attention, the whisper of an introvert is a rare and precious thing. It is a whisper that says, I see you, I value you, and I want you in my world. It is also vital to remember that these signs are not a checklist that must be 100% complete. People are complex. Someone might show 5 of these signs strongly and none of the others. That does not mean they do not like you. It just means they are a unique individual. Use these signs as a guide, not a rule book. Trust your gut feeling. If you feel a warmth coming from them, if you feel a connection, trust that. If you are the one waiting for an introvert to make a move, you might be waiting a long time. Sometimes, the kindest thing you can do is bridge the gap yourself. If you notice them trying, maybe they are hovering near you, or they accidentally run into you, give them a smile. Meaningful eye contact can be the green light they need to feel safe enough to approach. You can be the safe harbor that encourages their ship to come in. Thank you for allowing me to explore this with you. It is such a joy to share these insights. I truly believe that understanding our personality types is the key to unlocking happier, healthier relationships. Take a deep breath with me one last time. Inhale confidence and exhale doubt. You are ready to navigate the world of love with wisdom and grace. Thank you for watching, my friends. I will see you in the next video. Stay happy.